I'm sorry. I don't remember any of it.
You don't remember?
For you, the day bison graced your village was the most important day of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another world stage traveling episode of Trip Man Multiverse with your host, the man who works for Bison Dollars, Kyle Charles, and
the Japanese man that turns into a black man, Suwa Chung.
wait, what?
So you watched? Okay, so what we're gonna go?
Oh
through
yeah.
is,
I just realised now. I was like, yep, that is true. Yeah, he does that, doesn't he?
we're gonna go through is the Street Fighter films, the live action ones, which would be Street Fighter 1984. Not Sonny Shiba Street Fighter, they're different. We mean that the movies based off the video game, but how based off them is one of those things you're like, yeah. So Van Damme's Street Fighter, 1994. Legend of Chun-Li, well, that was 2009.
2008 or 9, one of the two.
And Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, which was 2014. So you haven't seen Assassin's Fist, but you only just saw it now.
I only just saw it now. Yeah.
What do you think of it?
You know what?
Yeah.
Normally, you know how I feel about like fan-made stuff.
Yeah.
I liked it. As well, because I was kind of reassured it wasn't a fan-made thing, but it had like Capcom's endorsement and stuff in front of it. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm down with this. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
To be fair, it was a web series. They if you watched it when it was originally out, it was like maybe 7 to 10 minute web episodes, and then they combined it together to make the movie, because that's where the attention was at the end.
Yeah.
So let me just reveal at the very, very end. So the web series ended where Ryu and Ken were going on their World Warrior journey.
Yeah.
And Goken is like, shedding tears because his boys become men now.
Yeah.
And basically he's potentially going to be fight to the death, and they die as well. So that's the other side of it. And then the rest of Akuma wasn't in the web series. That was a for the combined movie.
Oh, so it added Akuma bits. Oh, okay.
Yeah. The thing is that when you're watching, you're like, why are they just putting flashbacks of stuff at the end? It's a bit weird.
Yeah, super weird.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
If they did it a different way, like alternate takes or something like that, it was just when he's reiterating the story or something like that. But just basically, they took footage there and just tacked it to the end and just be like, here's another special 10 to 15 minutes,
Yeah.
like a recap episode. Okay.
Yeah.
Did you wait until the final end credits, by the way?
I don't know. I don't think I did.
So Ryu and Ken come out of the airport.
Yeah.
To get into Ken Master's limousine, because Ken comes from money.
Yeah.
And then when they get in their car, the Shadowloo, like people with the Shadowloo car go walking towards the camera.
Okay.
Yeah. That's that.
Ooh.
Yeah. So okay. When I watched it, I enjoyed it, and then it was one of those things where you're like, you know what? Did I only just like it at the time? And I rewatched it again. I was like, actually, no, this is really good. Cartoonishly super high. Sure, you can, but whatever.
Yeah, you could tell that like he had like a harness to do all that stuff for it.
But here it's in this movie where it only cost 2.5 million to make pounds. Really? Yeah, it wasn't expensive whatsoever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that explains the set. That explains why the location is just there. Why it's only based on like 4 characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. They did a lot with a little.
But never would have guessed,
Yeah.
Never would have guessed.
Yeah. And they do a lot of the lore building as well. Like they're bothered in this web series. They're bothered.
Yeah.
Ryu and Ken, why did he do the boxing shuffle? Because Ken's dad also trained in boxing, and Ken's like, let me help, give you guys some lessons and stuff. Like let me teach you some stuff that I know. And then I don't know if you ever watched the Street Fighter V cartoon.
I'm trying to remember if I have.
So
I watched a Street Fighter cartoon, which wasn't that great.
So Ryu does some wavy hand motion thing.
Yeah.
before he does this fireball, and that's what they used in this as well.
Oh.
Like, you know, when Goken's like, Ryu, you know, you're having trouble with the fireball. Try this kata at the beginning of it, and then Ken's like, nah, I'm just gonna go Shashino Hado.
Yeah, as you do, you know, because what's the worst that can happen?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I it's. I like Assassin's Creed because they actually fight like the characters as well. Their movements, their motions. They even got the overhead punches and wind up kicks and stuff, like all the small stuff. The parries as well.
Yeah, it's real detail to like the actual games and stuff, which I thought was pretty amazing. Yeah.
And they're saying how the Sashi no Hado is from generation to generation. This is what I didn't get. Okay, it's an assassination killing art. And only one person, just like the Hokuto no Ken, only one person from... You could teach a whole bunch of people, but only one person of that generation can keep learning it or something like that.
Something like that. Kind of like that thing in Star Wars. It can be like one Sith master as all that crap, but then they kind of forget that themselves. But yeah.
And then Goken's like, nah, I'm just going to remove the killing aspects of this and it'll be fine. Yeah. And all those millions of... You saw all their names in the cabin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're just like, none of them thought to do that. No.
No, you know, it's like, hey, let's just do it this way. What's wrong with someone dying every now and then?
Yeah. Yeah. Did you like how they worked the music in as well for the themes?
Yeah. I like it. It's like a real good like love letter to Street Fighter, and it's really I like that.
Yeah. Well, okay, but you got to tell me what you thought like I said, you saw Goki played by Gaku Space, and then later on he turns into Akuma.
Yeah.
Played by Joey Anser, who's like massive.
Yeah.
And black. Like, all right.
Like, don't get me wrong, the guy Gokin first, he was like he's quite, you know, like well put together and stuff. I was like, has he been on the juice, or does like your body turning itself inside out make you hench?
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna say, first of all, Akuma's that build, fine, right? And it's good that you know how it's cool. He's got how you know how there's Charlie Nash, and you're like, okay, I'm not sure how they reconcile that. They just call him Charlie Nash. Okay, fair enough.
Fair enough, yeah.
So Goki, Akuma's called Goki in Japan. In some parts of and he's Akuma here in the US, UK, and international. Yeah. So how do you rectify that? Well, have him called Goki before he's Akuma, and then after he's Akuma, he's Akuma.
Yeah, like, I was like, okay, that's a pretty good way of doing it. Oh.
Yeah, and then obviously Akuma looks a specific way.
Yeah,
super tan. Yep. So okay, all right, tan enough to be a black guy. Well, not a light-skinned black guy, kind of. All right, fair enough. I accept it.
When you think about it, if he just turned to like Akuma and he still played with the same actor, I'd be like, I know Akuma to be like pretty tanned, not like the opposite of tan,
and massive as well, like really big.
Yeah.
Oh, so of the three, you'd say Street Fighter Assassin's Fist is the most Street Fighter?
Yes, it's the most Street Fighter ever Street Fighted.
Okay, would you say it's the best of the three?
Yes, I would.
Yeah, would you say it's the most entertaining of the three though? Because that's a different question.
Oh,
as well.
Most entertainment of the three, of course, is Jean-Claude Van Damme's Street Fighter.
Yeah. I was watching that, and I was like, this film, I don't know, it's not Street Fighter whatsoever, but if it wasn't called Street Fighter, it wouldn't have the notoriety that it does.
No.
If it was the Van Damme military man or something like that, you'd be like, what? It'd just be like one of those other Van Damme films that just go by the wayside and you don't even remember it because it's so terrible.
Yeah. Oh, Van Damme. Again, I'll say he did the best with what he was given.
I will say the film is actually, if it's on, I'd watch it.
Yeah, same.
I can't stop myself watching the train wreck.
No.
There's nothing good about it. But my eyes are hypnotized by it.
Yeah, I just have to like, you know what? I'm in for the ride. Sort of thing. And then he just...
This is majorly one of the problems where you have a film based on a property that's just completely not based on the property that you bought. So what was the point?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
And I'm sure I can't remember the budget of the film, but they were basically saying Van Damme's pay was 1/5 of the budget.
Yeah.
Which is okay.
Yeah, it doesn't excuse the film still being not great.
No. But it's just like, Van Damme, you made your money. That's fine. You probably spent all your money on the coat that you look like you was on, but that's that's a different matter.
And I can't knock the guy's hustle if that's what you're doing. Good on you, man.
Yeah. What do you think of the casting in that?
Well,
actually, I tell you what. Let's go through the main casting. What your opinions of the main casting? Yeah, chronologically in the films. Obviously, we're not going to go through every single character because.
No.
But maybe we'll just pick the mains and any ones that stand out to you.
Cool.
Van Damme as William F. Guile.
Because of the time it came out, and Hollywood was really stupid back then.
Yeah,
it's perfect for what it is.
Okay, so I think all right. Him as casted as Guile is terrible.
It's terrible, but
as part of this movie, it's amazing. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
it's none of okay. It adds to the silliness of the movie because are you going to make an all-American guy who has the American flag tattooed on his bicep so he can flex on the camera all the time?
Yeah.
Be originating from France, Belgium, wherever, Brussels, no one sells it. Yeah, okay. You're just pure American. All right. Okay. Not even try to say anything about accent. No. We just leave it be. We just pretend he's speaking in American accent. Fair enough.
Yeah,
Continue.
The worst thing is, well, if they could have put sort of like, because like most Van Damme films, they kind of like say the reason why he has the accent.
Yeah.
They didn't bother in this. Like, they could say he was from French Louisiana, which they don't speak French, but at least there's some. You're trying to justify.
Or New Orleans, right? Where
yeah. You kind of like justify it, maybe.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
Didn't even try.
The thing is, this movie is paradox because none of the casting is good.
No.
But at the same time, for this particular movie and the story they're telling, it's amazing. And I have to say, I'm not sure. What I can say is Ryu and Ken definitely were there.
Yeah.
They didn't do much. They did their roles. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Right? Not to custom for what they can, but what you have to compare, they don't really do much. They don't not stand out, but at the same time, they're not the characters.
Yeah, so they're not the mains,
Yeah, they have a different charisma as you would expect from the characters they would have because they like side hustle con men, and you're like, and I think they played that role fine.
Yeah,
like they're buddies.
Yeah,
just one of them gets the other one into a bit more trouble than they used to, and they're like, yeah, okay, fine, whatever, right? I don't know about Sagat and Vega,
but like, okay, I guess they're trying to make Ryu and Ken characters more realistic, but why you want to make them into two con men?
Yeah. And you say more realistic, but at the same time, I don't want to say. I would say people going around training and on their World Warrior journey and fighting people is probably more realistic than con men going around trying to hustle major criminal organizations.
Yeah, that's exactly. So it's like that's why it's weird. Like, why was that their go-to? I mean, I just don't understand.
Yeah. So Raul Julia as Bison,
awesome.
Yeah. Whether it's Bison, but to be fair to him, actually, he's probably he's quite accurate being Bison.
Yeah.
But he just doesn't. He's not Bison being Bison, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He does the mannerisms of Bison.
Yeah.
As he would be, but if it would be more accurate if he just was more aligned with actually how Bison is, because you can say yes, the psycho power goes to his head, and then he just acts super hammy and all that stuff. Because even in the Street Fighter animated movie, he does the exact he acts like that as well.
Yeah.
So,
but I kind of put that to expect just weird translation things, but yeah, it would make more sense, then, wouldn't it?
Yeah. But that's how I see like Bison is. He's just like, yeah, I'm above all of yous. I'm simply Bison. What
Yeah.
you guys?
I am a god. You guys are just some
Yeah.
dudes, sort of thing. Like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would even say, you know what? If Duke Bison from Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li played like this, I'd enjoy his performance more.
Because there's like some like, even though the films are not connected, there's like at least there's some continuity sort of there, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
what did you think of Dr. Dhalsim? I was like, what?
yeah,
Is this how you squeeze Dhalsim in?
yeah, half-assed, yeah.
Carlos Blanca. Wait, I was like, Charlie, wait, Charlie, we'll come and rescue you. Hear me, Charlie. And he's just shouting it across the screen that's being broadcast to Bison. And you're like, right. So you don't think Bison's going to try and work out which of these Charlie guys is Charlie, like military guys is Charlie, just so you can just spite you? No, all right.
Yes.
I'm not 100% by the way on the origin story of Charlie there.
No,
Blanca. Not Charlie, because that's not Charlie Nash.
No, but at this time, Nash. Well, he's always been in continuity, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, Charlie has. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, we just throw two characters together.
Well, I think they assumed because okay, here's the logic that I'm gonna try and apply to make it work. Even though it's not. Even though Blanca's called Jimmy in the his own end credits. Anyways.
Oh yeah.
So Charlie died in a plane crash or something caused by Bison.
Yeah.
In the forest, and Blanca's family died. He crashed in a plane in the forest, and they're like, "All right, two and two together, plane crash."
I guess.
I mean, not necessarily both in the same forest or whatever, but yeah. But it's like, yeah, but that doesn't make him him.
No. I'm saying it's that weird two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
Stupidness.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah. I will say as well. I mean, the idea of the main character there is Chun-Li.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I think I don't think it was bad.
No,
I think actually she could have pulled it off pretty well. I just don't think that they were bothered with the character.
No, she, like most of these characters, she's afterthought, so you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think they badly cast for that particular role. I think she could have pulled off like you've seen Agents of Shield, right?
Yeah.
Ming Na Wen. She could pull off that stuff.
Yeah, I love her. She's I think she's a great actress, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, what you mean? It's so weird. Like, it wasn't bad or anything. She kind of was the character.
Well, she okay. I don't know why, by the way, that they make changes for the sake of making changes. Where you're like, logically, if she was an Interpol agent, which by the way, I could probably buy a lot more now because of when Mei Na Wen plays in Agents of Shield. Yeah, you're like, but because anyways.
But
if she's an Interpol agent investigating all this, she can just tie directly to the plot.
But was she an Interpol agent in the original Street Fighter games?
Yeah. So she was. I believe she was investigating her father's death. Whether she said she was a cop, or an agent or whatever, who knows exactly? Because it's kind of vague. Everything's kind of
Because I couldn't remember if that they didn't like introduce that to like Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, and then they just kind of just put into like main game canon after that.
I think she was a cop. She was a law enforcement officer of some sort. Yeah. Now, would you say that law enforcement officers wear what she's wearing? Well, you know. Yeah. Well, yeah. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Questionable. Yeah.
We're just gonna leave that be because that's gonna be like Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think
but,
of that.
Yeah, I'm just like, why change her to a journalist, whatever? Fair enough, journalist kind of makes sense, like Bison Weber, right?
Yeah.
But why not the Interpol agent? And that would have just made everything so much smoother. And why not the Interpol agent in Legend of Chun-Li as well? Because that would have made everything make a lot more sense. Also,
Legend Chun-Li, you kind of get around it by saying like this is her before she becomes the Interpol thing, so I guess you can kind of get around it.
Wait, no. Did they say that, or did they?
No, I'm just saying they could have like.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? Because this is like the rise of Chun-Li, isn't it? So you kind of
Well, I mean, it was more like the downfall, actually.
Yeah, but, downfall, but you know what I mean? They could have sort of done it that way, but
first of all, just to stick on two more things on the casting of Street Fighter. What did you think of DJ?
Street Fighter 2. I mean, Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Casting was alright, but again, character was just thrown in there for just namesake, in my personal opinion.
I think they had too many. I think they had a lot of characters they were trying to focus on to say, oh, this is something, but then it's just like they realistically speaking, you could have just had them in the background. You didn't need them. Mm-hmm. And what's the other one? Oh, Kylie Minogue. I'm like, I suppose that makes sense, but she can't. I don't know her martial arts. Let me put it that way.
You know what?
In the martial arts action film,
I didn't mind Kylie Minogue in it. She did what she had to do. She didn't offend me or anything like that. So I was like, you know what? She's right.
Sometimes, by the way, I got to applaud people for the payday they get for the work that they done. Yeah, I know. I'm not saying her in particular. I'm just saying
that in general.
Generally speaking, in this movie, you know.
Yeah, like I said, man, I can't knock someone's hustle if they can like window a good deal for them to do less.
But the funny thing is, I think some people put a lot of effort for probably not the amount of pay that they should have got. Ming-Na Wen, especially, right? I'm like, yeah, she's trying to care about this movie.
Yeah.
Well, she's trying to. Yes, it's a goofy movie, but she's trying to play it straight in certain parts, and go with the flow in other parts. But
like, who obviously Van Damme was the highest paid person in this film, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then I'm guessing
it must be.
Then it's
Raul Julia,
and then I'm guessing
logically speaking, of course.
I'm guessing everything after that is just not me saying chump change, but they didn't get great.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Kylie Minogue probably didn't get that much for this role.
Well, I guess that depends on how good her agent was.
Yeah, because I think at that time she she was famous in England and say Australia. I don't think she was world famous. I don't think she
and they filmed this in Australia.
Yeah,
and Thailand, I think. Around those parts.
Yeah, most probably. Everything's filmed there. So I don't think she would have got a lot, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Pretty exposure in it, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so Legend of Chun-Li.
Yep.
Okay, so it seems to me they cast Kristen Crick because she is Asian somewhat-ish and had notoriety from Smallville.
Yep. And I thought she was okay as Chun-Li. Again, the film is terrible, but casting-wise, she was non-offensive to Americans, I'm guessing. So,
would you have bought her as an Interpol agent, or when law enforcement officer of some degree or whatever?
Later on, yeah.
Okay, you're thinking if instead of being the whatever pianist, schoolgirl, whatever she was going, what would you say because of her age? By the way, because she does look young.
Because of her age,
but she does not look like a schoolgirl. I definitely tell you that.
No. But
she was mid-20s in this film.
Yeah, mid-20s. At least she looks more Asian than the dude who played Kyo in King of Fighters.
But I think, would you say that she looks too young to be some sort of? You wouldn't buy her as a cop or whatever.
I could, but someone who's recently gone to the force. Yeah. Why was that?
Yeah, because she did that. Batman interrogated that one guy in the docks.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, all right, fair enough. But this whole movie did not make any sense whatsoever. It's contradictory movie. It's like, Bison go and kill Chun-Li's dad or whatever, right? And then Chun-Li's go out for revenge. As far as she knew, because her dad was actually alive, and then he get killed later on for real in front of her. And then she's like, I'm just gonna go do that exact same stuff to Bison in front of Rose. I'm just gonna murder him. And I don't expect her to get revenge. Why is that? Wait.
Cycle continues.
It's like, okay. Yeah. So I'd have to say Michael Clark Duncan. I don't think looks like Balrog, but I'd say he was having this time of his life playing Balrog, and I was enjoying him.
Yeah, I was alright with him. Yeah, I always liked him. Most like 90% of films I've seen him, I've enjoyed him in it. So I was happy with that.
Gen, however they pronounce it. Robin Shu, I'm like, all right. There's a lot of things, by the way, I can buy in this film if they make it work.
Yeah.
But they just try a lot more go arounds rather than actual execution. If she was Gen did find her and say, oh yeah, you know, Bison killed. She knows about like Bison killed her parents, or whatever, right? And I'm going to train you to do a fireball, whatever.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But what's this? Oh, I have to go with this convoluted thing to find the spider's web tattoo group of people that do whatever in the suburbs of China somewhere, and then got to live as one of the people. Be all like, where she's like, oh yeah. You know, no hotel, no. I'm not saying no clothes because that's not what I mean. But you know, she's living in the dirt, and you're like, yeah, but all they did was put some little dirt marks across your face, and you're like, yeah, I'm down and out. It's like, no. I mean, the people in the background look a lot worse than you.
Yep.
And then after that, after she falls unconscious, whatever, right? And then Gen's like, oh yeah, you finally become one of us. He's like, wait a minute. Nah. You could have just saved half the movie by training her, and then gotta do some other stuff for the rest of the movie.
I like Robin Shu, he's great.
Yeah.
But like him playing Gen,
yeah,
made no sense to me. Cause Gen's like he's not 1,000 years old, but you know what I mean. He's like super old.
Yeah.
And Robin Shu's in his like I want to say 50s, maybe 60s.
Well, no. At that point, he's probably in his late 40s. Not even. Sorry, he probably wasn't even in his 40s. Not even in his late 40s. Sorry.
Yeah. So and just to put like a wig and all that stuff on it, I don't know.
Yeah. What did he do? Just dye his hair and stuff like that.
Yeah, it just seemed. If anything, just make him look young. Just have him as a young person, not young person, but person of his age, innit? Like, yeah, I'm Gen. Well,
yeah.
Okay.
All right, sense. You know, fair enough. Yeah. He just didn't give me the impression of Gen, actual Gen whatsoever.
No.
Yeah.
That was quite annoying.
Bison being the worst of all this because I'm like, I don't get your Irish accent. I don't get why you're doing what you're doing. I don't mind you finding a suit.
No.
But that just shows me you're getting a payday, and you get to do what you want because they're glad they got you.
The worst thing as well is like, I like the actor.
Yeah.
And that, it just because I liked him as like Damien Dark in Arrow and not happy. Dum Dum Dugan in Shield, not and all that stuff. I liked him, but in this is like, dude, what is this? What are you doing?
And Vega being the worst because he's the best of the best of the best.
Yeah, but he was terrible.
Yeah, and then it's like they try to. They're like, oh yeah, Chun-Li fights Vega in the Street Fighter animated movie, and that's iconic.
Yeah.
So we should do the same, except that you got to do the can't fight, and the girl who also is not trained in that stunts. So what do you expect? And you had the mask, by the way, so why can't you get stunt people to do it? It's like
there's so many like get arounds, you know what I mean, they could have used, but no, they just.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm just saying, like, so. Yeah, I don't. Lots of things wrong with this that don't make it entertaining.
Nope.
Not even in a train wreck style, but it's just like you just come off wondering why.
Yeah.
Do they make it so hard on themselves?
Because they can.
Yes, exactly.
Which is annoying.
Yeah, and even if you cut out Charlie Nash being in the film. The entire actual Interpol. See, there are actual law enforcement agents in this film.
Yeah. What's her name? Thingy Goodblood, Nightblood.
Moon Goodblood and Chris Klein.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but so you had the exact route to enter the film as you could with Chun-Li being what she actually is.
Yep.
And you sideline these characters because you can remove them plot and they don't really add or take away much. It's like, all right, well, what What's going on here?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing went on.
Oh, okay, so speaking of, just as we're gonna move on to, so okay, actually, no. Well, yeah, let's speak to Assassin's Fist casting, and then I'll go on to say what I was gonna say before.
Yeah, cool.
So, what did you think of the cast there? I could probably legit name all the cast, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Gotetsu.
Yeah.
Because there's only 5 members, right? What did you think of Gotetsu? Him being the teacher of Goki and Goken. Yeah.
Oh, the old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was dope. Even though it took me to like half an hour watching this film where there's no subtitles. I was like, oh crap! I should be putting the closed captions on. And I realized what this was saying. I was like, this makes a lot more sense now.
The version I saw had subtitles when they spoke Japanese. Yeah.
Mine didn't. It literally didn't come up with anything. So I had to I thought to myself, let me try it. But then it worked. But no, I liked him. I think he was really good.
So Gotetsu, I think, was what they originally called Goken before they retconned that. And then in here, I think, I'm not sure about 100% with the law corrected it, and then here they adapted it. But yeah, Gotetsu became the teacher of Goken and Goki. What did you think of the casting of Goken?
I liked him. I thought he was young or old.
Yeah, I was going to say first of all, I was going to ask you that.
I preferred old to. I say old, but main Goken. I preferred him to younger one because younger one looked older than older one.
I think the older version also got a lot more to do.
Yeah.
Because the young version is just like, he's. I liked, by the way, how the girl involved was actually she was gonna have a relationship with Akuma, Goki, and he went his way, and then she was not left with this guy, but this guy, because Akuma raging demon the Gotetsu.
Well, yeah, to death, yeah.
Yeah, which looked really good. No, look, I know it looked kind of a bit. I don't want to say cheap or anything like that, but it actually, like, the special effects on the guy's face, like, it melted afterwards.
Yeah, that looked dope.
Yeah. But it's like, okay, a lot of this makes sense, and then Goku throws a fireball at Akuma. Fuck me or whatever. Akuma's like, nah, because
he just walks off.
You're trash. You're just gonna die. So just nah. Yeah, and they basically send him on. Like the girl left him. The girl left him and basically said, "Look, you're. It's hard for me to leave you. You're falling apart, though. You need to go on your warrior's journey because it is time for you to do that. And you're just kind of destroying yourself mentally and physically.
Yeah.
Your teacher died. Like her how was she related? I can't.
That's
recall.
what I was going to ask you as well. Cause
I think she might have been adopted as well by him.
Yeah, which still makes it all kind of weird. But yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like I can't bet to you just be. Oh, I'm gonna make it sound bad, but she did not make it sound bad whatsoever. She's just like, look, for reals, you're just gonna be in the worst place if you don't get your stuff together.
I'm gonna grow to resent you, and you're gonna resent me. So yeah,
exactly. And me helping you they're trying to help you through is being a crutch. So I have to leave myself to help you. I have to leave so you can help yourself be better. Stuff like that. Yeah. And it's like come across really well, actually. Yeah. And then he shaped up in there.
Yep, and then he got made a father twice, but wanted to be a father. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, where did Ryu come from? Just walking in the forest. All right, if that's his background, then fair enough.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna go into that more, but
yeah. I thought So, what did you think of Goki?
I liked him.
Yeah.
He just seemed like he played off like jealous younger brother pretty good.
Oh, okay. I thought he played the direction I thought was more like, you know what, there's power and I'm just gonna go and get it. Not like I'm gonna be better than all of you, but this is the way of the warrior. And if you ain't gonna be the best,
why do it?
Then why are you fighting for?
Yeah. Which made sense. That's pretty cool.
And what did you think when he turned into Akuma? 100% looked the part.
Yes. But like I said, at first I thought, because I wasn't paying too much attention, I was like, why is he huge now? And I realized, oh yeah, they changed actor. That makes sense.
Yeah. Well, but to be fair, they put the makeup on him as well in the transition points and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, Sashina Hado, man, it's like roids.
Yeah, literally. And it goes, turn your body inside out. I was like, that's what it does? That's who wants to do this? Then if that's the case, like, why would you want to do this?
Oh yeah. So, and what did you think of the casting for Ryu and Ken?
At first glance, because me being who I am, so when I saw Ken's like, oh, that's such a cheap wig, and then literally I just end up forgetting it was a wig, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah.
And when he cut his hair, I was like, oh, why did he cut his hair? Now that looks like a wig. So, it made no sense to me. I was like, in my own brain, like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
I
actually didn't think the wig looked too bad in this series. When you get, did you watch Street Fighter Resurrection, by the way?
Yeah.
That's when it started looking really bad.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Oh, but first, what did you think of? So Christian Howard, really good as Ken, right?
Yeah.
This is what I never got, by the way. So this came out just before they were casting Iron Fist. I'm like, why didn't you just take this guy and make him Iron Fist?
Because
he basically just played that role now.
He's a no-name, so why would you want
to? Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he could pull off a proper acting role, if I'm honest.
Well, yeah, but you could argue, like we saw in Iron Fist, would you rather have a guy who can fight in an action-orientated series whose acting is okay, rather than a guy who can act but can't fight?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm paying for something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. That's a good question.
Yeah, but I think he could have pulled off the role because I probably potentially at the time of Iron Fist, you didn't know what was the scripts and everything like that.
Yeah.
But being Ken Masters and being Danny Rand, I don't think they're too dissimilar as far as live action portrayals. I
don't know. I think Danny Rand's more, well, how they portrayed him in Marvel stuff.
Yeah,
it's more whingy.
Yes.
Yeah, and Ken's not.
Yeah. No, he did have character growth in this film because he started resenting what was happening. Like he's like, look, man, my dad just dumped me here like trash.
Yeah.
And he was having beef, and then it's like, you know what? Actually, he did a lot for me, and I just didn't appreciate it until now.
Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, wuss. But yeah.
Yeah. And what did you think of Mike Moaz, Ryu?
He's pretty good, just like Ryu in Street Fighter. Ryu's kind of, I won't say bland, but
yeah, well, that's the thing, isn't it? Because Ken stands out because he's so much more flashy.
Yeah.
But Ryu here, he's fine as is compared to Ken.
Yeah.
And that's where you're like, but as far as the role is concerned, it works as well.
Yeah.
He's just like, he's much more low key, and you're like, he's the Clark Kent.
Yeah, basically.
Whereas Ken would be the Superman where you notice him.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty.
Yeah. What did you think of so Street Fighter Resurrection is the web, like a 30-minute short they did to promote Street Fighter 5, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. What did you think of that? Even though it's like not a live action movie, I know it's produced by the same guys, which is why we're pointing this out.
I kind of liked it, but then I was thinking the whole time, because nothing comes after us, isn't it? It's just that's what it is.
Yeah, I think they just got paid to go and make a small promotional thing for Street Fighter 5, and that was that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is cool and everything, but what's the point if nothing's going to continue, sort of thing?
Yeah. I think also they were gearing up to set up the World Warrior TV series.
Okay.
Street Fighter Resurrection.
Yeah.
And they were working on the World Warrior, and in between that, Capcom said, "Yeah, make something for Street Fighter 5," and they're like, "All right, we can do that."
Okay.
Which is why Ken's wig, yes, looks really, really bad, but the rest of his costume looked really good.
Yeah, even though because they had these Street Fighter, because for some reason I just thought this was meant to be connected to Assassin's Fist. I was like, wait, I'm confused.
I think it is, but it isn't. It can be, but it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
What
did you? I know 100%, right? So when Ryu and Ken were so Ken's teaching this class. Then after he dismisses class, because closing down for the day, he's going to practice himself. Laura Matsuya goes and tries to fight him, and Ken's like, "Nah, I'm just gonna shoot you Ken with my flaming fists and need to kill you. So allow yourself."
As
right?
you do,
Then Ryu comes along, says, "Yep, Shadow Lee's come back," and then you hear this voice. You hear the deep growl voice, and I was like, "Is this Vin Diesel?"
Oh yeah, and it was Nash being.
No, it wasn't. But that's the thing. I was like, when you heard the voice, did you think it sounded like 100% Vin Diesel voice?
No, I just thought it was trying to. I just thought it was trying to do some weird, made up character. I don't know why.
Right.
And it went till like when Nash was like, "Oh yeah, Nash. Yeah, I forgot about him." Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say, it sounded like Vin Diesel, but clearly Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel's voice from anywhere, so I was like, oh. Plus he's too big for Street Fighter. Actually,
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it depends on how much of a fan he was, because there's that Dungeons and Dragons films, and Vin Diesel's Dungeons and Dragons fan.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if he just popped up in a franchise that he's just a fan of because he wants to be.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's like some weird. I don't want to say weird, but like if he's a producer or something on it. If I'm honest, because he loves.
But but I think the thing with Charlie Nash, I think he looks really good.
Yeah.
How do you do the hair, the Charlie Nash hair?
Yeah, how do you do that?
And the puffer jacket as well. But the guy did look the part, Alun Milassi.
Yeah, he did.
And
he was too emo for me.
Yeah, well, to be fair, this is Shadow Charlie, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it? Yeah.
Cyborg Charlie, whatever you want to call him.
He's like, oh, I hate everything. I'm Charlie. Sorry.
I'd say, even though the costumes were pretty accurate in this as well, I think Laura's costume looked a bit too. I don't say flimsy, like a bit more clothy than. But then again, that's what she's wearing, so it's like okay.
It also felt to me the most cosplay costume of them all.
Yeah. What did you think about M. Bison at the end?
I was alright with it. I was like, okay, that was good cosplay. M. Bison one. I was like, that's dope. He's got the hat, the squared like shoulders.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then he just does nothing.
But he's just there to be. Yeah, I'm just gonna stand here and look good. Yeah. In the purple, in my purple throne. Yeah, that's right.
And you're not gonna see any more of this.
No, because they got the producers they were working with, the people that make it they were making this.
Yeah.
Because it took so long gestating.
Yeah.
People who they were working with came in and out of the companies. Like people changed roles and stuff.
Yeah.
And basically, they got promised stuff from one person, but by that time, they were in certain points of production. Other people left and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So they basically were doing a full Hollywood on them and say, "Oh yeah, the thing that you made, we'll take it. We'll take off your hands. It's good. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good." And then they're like, "No, because we know we've seen the other films you made. I don't think it's gonna be all good."
And then I think not long after this, Machinima kind of folded and
But I don't think they were going to be what's it called? I don't think they were not associated with Machinima on this. They weren't going to be backing it. I don't know. I think they just helped. I don't know what the exactities of it are.
Yeah.
But as far as any continuations, I mean, look, of these three movies, which one do you want to see a sequel to?
1994 Street Fighter.
Oh, the controversial one. Okay, firstly, how would that go? How would that... Well, considering, I only say that because I'm like, it is 30 years now since?
Yeah,
everyone's...
94, so 29 years, yeah.
So how would you get a sequel to that? Because would you play it like everyone's only 5 years, like it's only 5 years of time has passed, or, how'd that work?
I don't know. I think you have to play it as in like real time. I don't know.
Exactly.
Only way, sort of.
Because then Bison's fist come out of the ground or something like that.
Yeah.
At the end of it. So.
But then you could say, he went into Psycho Driver Coma or something. I don't
Well,
know.
the recasting actually is not going to be a problem for Bison
No,
if you can use
fine.
the because he could just go into one of his clone bodies that don't look exactly the same, whatever, right? Yeah.
But,
Are you saying definitely you don't want to see, even though all of these have sequel baits, Legend of Chun-Li sequel bait, and I'm like, nah, just there's a Warrior tournament with this guy reuse something, and they're like, yeah, I don't think. Yeah,
I may have actually. You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing a sequel to that now. Putting it that way.
Well, okay. All right. Now it's one of those things where you're like, okay, I wouldn't mind seeing exactly what is going on with the ideas of what they were going to do.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be another train wreck.
Yeah.
Or how well they muck it up. I'm not watching it because it's good. All right. I'll watch it because of how bad I think it's going to be.
But they could. Oh, I was gonna say they tried it with. They could pull a GI Joe Rise of Cobra, not Rise of Cobra. Is it GI Joe Retaliation?
Yeah.
They tried to do a go serious route, and then no one wanted that. So yeah. Would have been funny to see what happened.
Yeah. So Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, they were going to make the TV series. They were trying to get a TV series made, Street Fighter: The World Warrior, which. See, I think they might have just skipped Street Fighter 1. Because it wouldn't have made any sense. But they probably would have just done like a prequel. Like, the pre-credits probably would have been the end of Street Fighter 1. And then you get to Street Fighter 2 or whatever. I mean, I think they'll go for like a 13-episode TV series or something like that, so you could have just done that. Yeah. They were going to try and get Scott Adkins to be Guile, because they're all buds.
Okay.
Which I think would have made sense. Yeah. I think, yeah. Do you think Scott Adkins would be a better Guile than Van Damme? More accurate. Oh, sorry, no. A more accurate video game Guile than.
Wait, Scott Adkins, he's English, right?
Yeah.
What's his American accent like? That's the thing.
Fine, because he ends up playing a lot of American characters because.
But is it better than Van Damme's American accent?
Well, Van Damme's American accent doesn't exist, so
it does.
Of course.
It's so awesome that you just think it's terrible, but it's not.
Yeah. No, Scott Adkins is fine as American accent.
Okay. Man, yeah, he probably. To be fair.
Yeah.
All jokes aside, anyone would have been better Guile than Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Well, I can believe Scott Adkins did the flash kick as well. Non-wire system. So to be fair, Van Damme did pull off some good flash kicks. If it wasn't his stunt double, I don't know if it was Van Damme or stunt double at that point.
I reckon he could.
But yeah,
when Van Damme was bothered, he was pretty good.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying because of the camera angle.
Yeah, you never know, innit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So unless you got like an HD version where you can zoom in super close to see if it's him. So in traditional Van Damme films, not only he does the move once and it happens 3 times.
Yeah.
So does he connect with the move 3 times, or are you just saying me this is just go with the flow editing?
Go with flow.
Because sometimes it is like the move can be actually hit 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like, no, it's a move that only can be hit once.
No, so we're gonna make you do it 3 times and just loop it.
Yeah, or we set the cameras there, and there, and then you've done the one move, and then we've got 3 versions of it.
Yeah. Oh, Van Damme, he's great.
So in Assassin's Fist also, because there's a lot of information they drop because people asked them about questions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, how would you do Blanca in the real world setting that you kind of not the real world setting as much as they set it up because you can do fireballs and stuff like that."
Yeah.
But they're more outlandish characters, and they're basically saying, "Oh, we were going to get Leaf Crower. You know who that is, right?
No.
The guy who Lateef Crower, the guy who played Eddie Gordo.
Yeah.
He didn't do much there, but anyways. And they were gonna make Blanca have more like a capoeira style that made a bit more sense, as much as accurate as they could. Well, no, as much as they could accurately make it, because how do you do the cannonball roll and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's when you go. If they had, I was saying that's when you go CGI, but yeah, I get me.
And they were just gonna have him like in instead of being a green mutant with orange hair. they're gonna have him like you know when Arnold fights the Predator,
Yeah.
covered in mud.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing. Which, yeah, okay, fair enough. Because how does Blanca work in Street Fighter? People just accept him. How do you get electric powers? Whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I would have been intrigued to see how they pulled that off.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
accept it, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel it's unfortunate because they had a lot of potential, and especially if you're like, yeah, put more money behind it. For if they could do a lot with a little, why couldn't they? Why not just give them the credit to do more stuff? But
yeah, of course.
I guess as well, you say that, but Street Fighter 984 and Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li had probably 10 times the budgets of Assassin's Fist.
Yeah.
And what did they do with that?
They had people who don't really know the franchise take helm with it. So yeah, that's where they went wrong.
Yeah. Well, yeah, wrong in different ways, right?
Yeah.
Because Street Fighter 994 is so wrong, it's right.
Yeah, it's wrong for the right reasons. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And now looking back at that film, actually, I don't think it looked like it was filmed in a lot of different locations. Like, so they had Guile's base, which looked like it could have been a studio set, and then Bison's base,
which also could have been a studio set. Yeah.
Yeah, and then somewhere in the jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So out of all these, I'd say, just by pure looks, the Legend of Chun-Li probably had the biggest budget of them all.
Yeah.
They actually were going from location to location to location.
Yeah.
Legend of Chun-Li, yeah. As far as fights are concerned, we know the backstory between Street Fighter 984. Raul Julia had stomach cancer, so when he came after casting and he's super cool, they were like, all right, we were going to teach everyone the fight scenes and film them as late as possible so everyone knew the choreography.
Yeah.
But we actually have to give the time for this guy to not bulk up, right? But actually add some weight to himself.
Yeah.
So everyone have fight scenes at the front. And then I think they had a choreographer who didn't realize that actually most of us still have different fighting styles.
Yeah.
So that's why everyone fights like they were in the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The street fighters, but not street fighters.
Yes.
Which, yeah, is an odd way to put it. But, yeah. And in this film as well, where somehow the Bison Troopers have red geese and white geese. So Ryu and Ken can have their costumes, even though it didn't make sense.
No. Again,
so logically speaking, traditional karate geese are white. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Bison himself wears red. He makes his troopers wear red.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Why have both? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can see how they got to that point, but it's just like I don't know how you needed to get to that point.
Yeah. It seems stretching. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like at this point, you've changed Ryu and Ken so much. Do they even need their geese? You know?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. E Honda being, I mean, he's Hawaiian. I don't think he's Japanese.
You know what? That one I can kind of overlook.
Yeah.
Because you could cut like him being Japanese realistically. Yeah. Is it bound to his character?
No. But if he was, yeah, fair enough. If he was Samoan, also maybe, you know. Because Yokozuna was Samoan.
Yeah, so I'm saying that's what I was like. You know what? Does it really matter? Yeah. I mean, at this point, like, you get Samoans that are sumo wrestlers, so yeah, that's it. And someone could have just named him, "Hey, you are E Honda now," sort of thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, okay, kind of get around that.
Oh, I guess that's my name now. I mean, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I just don't see why they just didn't align the specific people their specific allegiances. Like, why?
Yeah.
So why the four bosses of Street Fighter 4? Why were they not? Why? All you had to do is put Balrog, Bison, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Balrog in this, right? why didn't you just put him in the on Bison's side, and why didn't you just put DJ on Chun-Li's side?
Yep.
And then you'd have a better, more logical alignment. But
yeah.
Whatever.
But again, I'll be saying people who have no idea about the franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just left wondering sometimes, right? How do you think they're gonna do the say the new Street Fighter, whatever they try to do for the new Street Fighter? What do you think they're? Do you have any faith in it? Is okay. That's the best way to put it.
I know. Okay. A lot of people don't like the latest Mortal Kombat film, but I think it's probably closest it's going to get at the moment to like a fighting game movie trying to stick to what it is.
Right. Okay.
And if they kind of go that route with Street Fighter, it might be okay.
I will say I preferred the flavor of Mortal Kombat Rebirth only because it wasn't like it's supernatural based. It's like, all right, let's ground everything as much as possible. So as much as when you can say you can have a different take on the same thing.
Yeah.
It was the same but different enough. Where you're like, okay, fair. We did Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 where we went Outworld and all that supernatural. Yeah. Switch it up a little bit and fair enough.
But like the thing, because of like me, I know a lot about Mortal Kombat. I'm into Mortal Kombat. Taking away all the supernatural parts of it kind of takes away Mortal Kombat.
Sorry. I don't mean take away. I mean like redirect. If you know what I mean. I'm sure they're gonna have the like Shang Tsung and all that.
Yeah, but they tried to make it too like grounded. And then when they done that second part to it, and it's like, wait, what? This seems like the left hand and right hand don't know what they're doing. Yeah.
Well, I have to say, Mortal Kombat Legacy they did add some more supernatural stuff to that. I think they tried to, I liked how they did Mortal Kombat Legacy. But Mortal Kombat 2021, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that. That's not that actually had good fights, I think, on some occasions.
Yeah, like they try to stay to the source material, but then there's bits of it that, again, sort of.
Yeah, they tried not necessarily too much, but they just like, all right, there's things here we're gonna have to try and explain. It's like, no, you don't have to explain none of that.
Like the whole Cole character, you really realistically didn't need him.
Yeah. Well, not only that, it's just like what was the special abilities, whatever they call it.
Yeah, I want to say.
You don't need to your Carter or whatever it is. I can't remember.
Key. It wasn't key. It was something. I know you. Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah, that bit. I was like, you don't really. Need to.
No. They just can't do those things. Leave it be. You know.
Yeah, you don't need to.
Sometimes.
Explain.
Yeah. Exactly. Do I need to know why? And Bison could do a Psycho Crusher from one side of the screen to another? No. He just trained in that. Whatever, or he got his abilities amplified from his machine, or whatever. Okay.
Going back to making everything simple, like Stanley tried to do mutants. Yeah. You know what I mean? Don't need to explain anything. They're born that way. End of. You know what I mean? Like, that's literally what you need. Like, I know they'll try and do that with Street Fighter. Like, the reason why this person can shoot projectiles through their hands because their bloodline, blah 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 blah. Yeah. They just have this ability. Leave it as that.
Which, by the way, and I think I said it before, but Mortal Kombat it didn't make sense because, like, you're telling me that you have that tattoo, and if you lose a match, it goes to the other person, right, or something like that. Yeah. That's how Jimmy Olsen got it. McCad Brooks, Jimmy Olsen from Supergirl. And so Cole Young lost his match. You didn't lose it.
I'm saying it
just doesn't. I think the problem also with Mortal Kombat, that movie, they got people that could fight, and then they had people that couldn't fight but looked the part enough.
Yeah.
And you're like, what'd you do there? You know.
See,
kind of
things like that. It doesn't bother me. Because I'm just like, okay, this is all made up bollocks, so, it's just gonna go with whatever it is.
Yeah, I think, though, the awkward thing is when you have a really cool fight, extended fights with people who can fight, and then you're going to shift to people that can't fight, you can really tell the difference.
Yeah, where it's the... cut shots, and it was like from
Yeah.
yeah.
A lot of crutches needed.
Yeah.
So, I think in certain ways where you can have is some people in and out of the same fight, because then they don't have to do that much. If they can do what they need to do. It's a bit like how Jason Statham carried your boy Vin Diesel in in Fast and Furious 7 in that match in the the street fight that
the street wins. Yeah,
exactly in that fight.
It's all make believe. Vin Diesel was slowing himself down for Jason Statham.
Yeah, Vin Diesel could get his head hit by wrenches. Oh no, not wrenches, like 2 holes, whatever, by concrete, and he just shrug it off because he's like, because
in this world, humans are made slightly different.
Vin Diesel's made slightly different. The rest of the humans are made the same.
No, look at loads of these guys in this film. Stuff that they go through, like you should not survive that whatsoever.
All right, later on in the film, but Vin Diesel was the first to do it.
No, wait.
I'm sure. In
no, realistically, the first one to do it would be Han.
Wait, what did? No! You forgot.
What?
No, the very first one to do it was when Vin Diesel got hit by his car got hit by a truck in the first film. Was it a train or a truck?
No, another car.
Yeah, and he spun out and he just basically shrugged off that.
No,
the concussion that
he was limping off and stuff. But like realistically, it was Han because he survived death. So
Well, no. Okay, at this point. Okay. Well, okay.
Actually, no. Tell a lie.
Yeah.
It would be something ridiculous happens in Fast and Furious 2, but I can't remember at the moment.
All I'm saying is, by the way, as we know in everything, if you never saw the body,
doesn't count.
He didn't die.
Yeah.
And sometimes, if you do see the body, they still didn't die.
Yeah, because of technology.
Wow. Yeah. Well, yes and no. I'd say it was also when the referee's not looking, it never happened, right?
Because I think that's how they got. Who's his name? Han out of getting exploded. Didn't Mr. Nobody use some technology or something to get something? I don't.
Yeah, I mean, we just never got. If we never saw it, as in, it's one of when I say that, it's just they say something, and then we accept it happened, rather than what we saw is not what we saw.
Yeah, it's not what we seem. Yeah.
Oh. It's like if you say so, if you say so, yeah. So back to Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll have problems casting Sagat? It's like the people that are massive, right? Yeah. Like Zangief, and T-Hawk. Do you think they'll just not have them in the series?
Yeah, because.
Well, no, hon. You do get people that are that size, by the way. If they cast, for example, and I'm just throwing out random people that are about the size.
Okay.
If they got the Mountain, what's it name? Bjornsson?
Something.
Yeah, and they just painted him Mexican, and said, "Yo, that's your T-Hawk."
But then would you just use him as Zangief?
Oh yeah. Wait, is T-Hawk bigger than Zangief? Who's taller?
I don't know. They're both ridiculously.
Well, but what I'm saying is, who's bigger then?
I think they're both probably the same height.
No, as in size wise.
Yeah, I think they're both the same height.
No, not. I mean like physically. I don't mean like height wise. I mean like body size.
Oh, probably Zangief.
Oh, okay, all right, okay, fair enough. That makes more sense then if you cast the Mountain as Zangief. Because I was gonna say, isn't T-Hawk bigger, physically? But
I'm pretty sure Zangief is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's like bulging muscles. I think it's.
Oh yeah. Do you expect people? By the way, I don't expect people to be physically the size they are as Street Fighter 5 or 6, whatever it is now, because they stopped being normal size long time ago.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Christian Howard looked great as Ken, physically built, right? But I accept that also Ryu wouldn't be as big as that.
Yeah, because realistically, to be fair though, a martial art is that big wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, It's true. Well, as long as they can still, that's what by the way say. That's what they were saying, by the way, behind the scenes, because they, when they were leading up to the web series, they did a lot of fan interaction stuff. And they were like, yeah, when we added bulk to ourselves, we got to relearn how to do things in different ways.
Yeah,
because you're used to doing it one way with less mass on yourself.
Yeah.
So you got to relearn it so you don't hurt yourself. And like we might pull something because it's something else is doing something else now.
Yeah.
Not what you used to.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, just have them not normal size, but a realistic size for a martial artist to be.
Yeah. Well, that's the funny thing, isn't it? Because you look at Finn Balor, by the way, and you're like, he's 80 kilos or something thereabouts, 80 to 90 kilos. I'm like, nah, man, he's big for 90 kilos.
Yeah. He's cut as earth. Yeah.
Oh, if you're telling me Ryu is 90 kilos and he's supposed to be about the same height as Finn Balor, no, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Not as much sense as when in Street Fighter Resurrection, where they had their dates of birth. I was like, just not helping the situation, because Ken looks about in his 30s, and if this is meant to be based in real time, Ken would be in his 50s.
True. Yeah. Well, you know what? Hey, things are things are the way they are.
Yeah.
I'm just quite saddened we didn't get the World Warrior TV series, because I'd like to have seen what kind of like Jerry Answer he cares about the franchise and he seems a major fan.
Yeah.
So he's like, I know what I'm going to try and do with these characters to make it make sense.
Yeah.
As much as it can, of course, make sense with the universe we're working in. But yeah, the people who are that made these movies, who've got the license to them, are just like, nah, we're just gonna go out. We're just gonna do what we're gonna do when we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we're gonna try and make a bit of money. Yeah, who cares? Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Whatever, right? Yeah. Okay. So I was gonna say rank these things, but I think we all know which one's number one. Which one's 2 and 3. That's the thing. I know. I was gonna say. No. I'm just trying to. Okay, I'm trying to think of an order which wouldn't be as straightforward. All right. Most entertaining. I guess that's the order we're gonna have to go for, right?
All right.
Or would you say the one that you would watch again?
Well, I'll watch again. Will I watch it again? Obviously, I'll watch Resurrection. Not Resurrection. Sorry. Assassin's Fist again, because that's pretty good. Yeah.
See, I would say if we go by most entertaining, it's got to be either Street Fighter 904 or a Street Fighter Assassin's Fist, and it probably just depends on what mood I'm in. Because if I want to watch something goofy or something serious, Legend of Chun-Li. If I had to,
yeah.
But then I'd probably stop watching it partway through, do something else, and then come back to watch the rest of it, because it's like I don't know if I can sit through watching that in one sitting, unless I'm going to watch it at double speed or something like that.
Yeah, but you know what? I'll give to Street, even though it's a terrible film.
Yeah.
Legend Chun-Li.
Yeah.
At least they kind of tried.
Well, I'd say that's the funny thing, because it's like some people know exactly what type of move they are in, and they play the part exactly as they think they should play the part. Like Moon Good Blood and Chris Klein just doing this kind of, I don't know, Chris Klein doing his smirky acting, right?
Yeah.
Moon Good Blood given the material she's doing, and she's like, all right, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chun-Li, Kirsten Crick trying to play it serious as she can, and Robin Shue as well. I forgot his name. Damien Dark, that's not his name. He's just 100% not caring.
But
he don't care. He don't care about what he's given.
Yeah.
I don't think the story writers cared much as well. If they had good fights, by the way, and a shoddy story, I don't think I would mind so much.
Yeah.
It's just that it kind of looks good in some parts, and then it kind of doesn't.
No. Yeah.
And the most important bits are the fights. You can't even. if I cut the fight straight out of the movie and just watch the fights, I'd be like, this is a terrible action movie. Full stop. Probably one of the best fight sequences probably when Chun-Li's dad is fighting Balrog.
Yeah.
And I think Gen having a fight with Balrog as well. But that's about it. Any Chun-Li's fights, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, they're not great.
Hey, Joe, the spinning bird kicks. Okay, first of all, right? Let's just go through a couple of special moves that you see in the film, okay? And then you can rate them on. I don't want to say okay. You can rate them on realism and how faithful they are to the actual video game. Okay.
Okay.
As I remember them, anyways, because you might if a special move that you remember happens and I don't say it, just put it up. So Street Fighter 984, the Shoryuken, that Damien Chapper did. Terrible, right?
Yeah, he just did a bog standard uppercut. Yeah.
Yeah. The fireball that Ryu did, which was basically just the Hadouken, double hand palm thrust.
Yeah.
And then the camera flash.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, the execution of the actual Hadouken looked like as you would, but it's got no dramatic flair to it whatsoever.
Yeah, it was like, okay. Blinked and you missed it, sort of thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Bison does a Psycho Crusher, but it's not really a high Psycho Crusher. It's more like Raiden's hovering torpedo attack.
Yeah.
Which Van Damme sells, by the way.
Yeah, no choice.
And how he does it is he's got jet boots.
Yeah, like I was say, I was just thought it was like anti-gravity boots, but yeah, it's some jet boots thing. Where he just goes.
Yeah. Why couldn't he made that contraption to put Carlos Blanca in and turn him into a superhuman, super soldier, whatever, right? Can they just say, oh yeah, I also have gone into this machine previously. I have psycho powers. And then you can put the purple electricity around him. You know?
But was psycho powers known as a thing back then? But yeah, I get what you mean.
Oh, yeah, okay. Good point.
But yeah, true, they could just said, yeah, I could got ability from just doing this. Yeah.
Van Damme did a flash kick. It wasn't flashy. It was just a flip kick. But I think they should have. I know they're special effects wise, but they could have done like a streak behind his boot or something like that to make it look like it was a flash kick.
Yeah.
I will say as well, most of that fight, Raul Julia is just getting beaten up.
Yep.
In out of context, it looks like a big muscly guy just bullying a cosplayer.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's what it looks like, which is pretty bad.
yeah. In fact, he's a military. So, okay, Van Damme's in the scene, he doesn't look like a military soldier. I mean, he's got the camos and he's got the vest. Okay.
Yeah.
But Bison looks like he's actually working for a foreign military.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just got an American military dude beating up some international military guy, and you're like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, this isn't right.
Okay,
Sure.
Okay. Street Fighter: Legend of Chun-Li. I can only think of two special moves you see here. The fireball, which is not the style of fireball that Chun-Li does, but I think I would say they kind of built to it where it made sense for her to do it, even though Gen's teaching her how to do it, and Gen never does a fireball himself.
No.
In the games, so yeah.
Yeah,
and the spinning bird.
It's like the side tangent. How like Gen's sort of connected to like Gokin and all that stuff, but their styles are not similar whatsoever.
Well, yeah, but then Gokin in the video games style is completely different to how you'd expect. Like as far as the law is concerned, he taught Ryu and Ken, yeah. So why has he got a different hurricane kick and different uppercut and a different fireball? Yeah,
gets personal flair. I don't know, but yeah.
The thing is, obviously, do you want 4 characters with the same movesets?
Yeah.
But then it doesn't make any sense logically that they don't have the same moveset.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But yeah, the spinning bird kick. What did you think of that?
I can't remember it, but I'm gonna.
Was it that? Okay. Let me set the scene, and maybe you'll trigger your memory.
All right.
So they surround Chris and Chun-Li, with all their guns in the club. After she fights them from the pole, I believe. And then so she's like, all right, they got all the guns. They're pointing at me. What do? I tilt onto my hands, and then I kind of break dance with my legs and knock the guns out of all their hands.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I'm like, all right, fair enough. Logically, yeah, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look. No. There's nothing here that makes it look special whatsoever. In fact, you've made it look so dull. It's stupid.
It's terrible. Again, they're trying to make it realistic, but it doesn't work.
Yeah. So in Assassin's Fist, I know we're saying about the Shoryukens now, which are wire pulls and whatnot. I actually seriously think if they got to about half the height they did, or 2/3 of the height, fair enough.
Yeah.
But they just go way high, even though the flaming Shoryuken at the end was epic.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah. But
they actually set the guy's hand on fire. No, they didn't actually set it on fire, but I think they did that movie makeup stuff, the gel and stuff. They actually put flame on his hand.
Oh wow.
Yeah. All the fireballs and all, in this movie they try to make everything make as much sense as possible. So everything looks good.
Yeah.
I have to say they tweaked the hurricane kick to be like a Taekwondo 360 spin kick.
Yeah, which
or 720 or however we want to put it. Because that, as much as we're saying about the Shoryuken defying gravity, that hurricane kick basically ignores gravity.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah.
So I don't mind that they changed it, the hurricane kick. It just made more sense. Oh, also how they don't necessarily need to they don't need to explain or justify, but basically they say, so how the Assassin is based on these 3 moves, which is the Hadouken, the Shoryuken, and the Tatsumaki.
Yeah.
And then so the Shoryuken, you put your key onto your legs, and then you launch up to do the uppercut, with the Hado in your fist. I'm like, all right, okay.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, that explains why you get so high in the sky. Yeah. But I do wonder how they would execute super combo moves.
Yeah. Like a Shinryuken rapper,
and all that craziness. Guile's which game is it? So Guile has the Sonic Boom. No, is it Charlie Nash that has the multiple Sonic Boom?
Yeah, it's Charlie Nash. Yeah.
Because Guile's got the
hurricane. We go around him.
Yeah. The Guile's got the vacuum Sonic Boom, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which I think makes more sense for Guile, by the way.
Yeah, it does. Big time.
But how they do the special move? Look, would you think the special moves would look a bit silly in live action, or would you just not have the shadows behind them or stuff like that? Or would you say it depends on the move?
Depends on the move, because obviously I'll say a Super Hadouken could work.
Yeah, or a Shin Shoryuken could work.
Yeah, or even Sonic Hurricane, like Guile's one.
Yeah,
but some of them wouldn't. I don't know. Like
I
Shinryuken rapper would look weird.
Yeah, well, unless you're gonna basically set the man on fire while he's doing the move. Yeah. What's it called? I'm not sure about Sagat's. He's got the. There's the one where he does the uppercuts and then he goes into the flaming kick from it as well.
Yeah, I think that's Tiger Genocide. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how would you do Feelong's flame kick?
Again, that would look. Setting a man's foot on fire would look weird, but hand is different.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. That's the thing, right? When they explain where Goku gives them the 2 gloves at the end, and say, these are the gloves. They will contain your Hado because they've got generation from generation, and we've developed these especially for that, to contain it. But Feelong's fire kick, he sets his leg on fire while he's wearing whatever he's wearing, right?
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure. Trousers that are not flame retardant or anything, but
exactly. And then, but the flame goes on and the flame goes off.
Yeah.
Is it Long Back or the Protector where Tony Jars does the flaming knee?
I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like I suppose you could do it like that, but like you said, you could set your fist on fire. Well, except you could set your own fist on fire with your special move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Your key, right? But to set your clothes on fire, once you do a flaming kick, that leg of your trousers must be disappeared.
Yeah.
I mean, actual leg not burnt, fair enough, right? But yeah, it's a step too far where your clothes don't go on fire. That's what we're saying. So I will accept, by the way, if M. Bison does the Super Psycho Crusher across the screen.
Yeah. I'll accept that. Yeah. That's his thing. Yeah.
No, I'm not sure. See, how would you? So Ryu took a flaming Shoryuken, and he just basically got hit. He needed to get set on fire because like in the game, you get set on fire as well.
Yeah.
How would you do it with the Yoga Flame, Yoga Fire, and the Shaika Crush and all the other moves that set you on fire? How would they? Would they just not have people on fire?
I guess.
Or would you be like in the animated movie where when Ryu got the flaming kick, it singed him, like his clothes. Like, the impact was there and the flames came off the impact, but you don't actually get set on fire. It's chi enhanced flame looking execution of the move.
I think I have to go that way because
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
like, too many continuity things you got to watch out for if you're doing it. Like where like they get singed by and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I wonder as well. I mean, would you say Dhalsim's stretchy limbs are a bit too far to do it? Would they look stupid in live action?
I don't know. If it's done right, I reckon it could. But then,
yeah,
I don't.
What moves would you say it's a step too? Not necessarily a step too far, but you were like they have to be really careful with doing that in live action because T-Hawk's 720 choke slam.
Yeah, that. Cammy's
that's got to be
cannon
like
spike.
What would you
Super one.
cannon spike? Oh, yeah. Not the one, not the uppercut kick. I can't remember.
No,
you mean the other one where it's like a drill?
Yeah.
I think they can pull that one off. It just depends on the distance that she covers.
I don't know because it might look. If it's CGI, it might be able to look right, but they're gonna try and do it realistically.
Oh man, imagine if they had a wrapped wire around her waist.
Yeah.
And as she's going across the screen, they're putting it so she's rotating.
Yeah, it's saying that look weird.
Yeah, I also guess that depends on how many rotations she's doing because if she does it and you have 2 rotations, okay.
Yeah, no,
but when you start going more than that, you might be thinking, well, isn't she just going to be dizzy herself? Is this worse for her than the actual person she's doing it to?
What other move?
Yeah. Yeah. I there's. Yeah. I mean, I think most things can be executed to a degree if you taper it to a certain level. Yeah.
Like all the projectile moves, you can easily do that. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think they would pull off a Chun-Li's and E Honda's, 100 step or whatever it is? Those sort of moves. Are you just going to be like, oh, you seen Iron Monkey?
No.
Okay, so Donnie Yen does it.
Yeah.
He basically does the 100-foot kick, the lightning kick. It doesn't look. It looks good, but what it is they crank up the camera so it looks faster than it is, which makes it look fake.
Yeah.
Rather than him just doing the shadow. They call it the shadowless kick in the movie, even though when Wan Fei Hong does it, it's a different shadowless kick, but that doesn't matter anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically just stands there just kicking person with 1 foot, and I'm like, okay, this can be done.
But does it look? Yes. Again, it's
all
much
on
effort they put into it, innit?
Well, first of all, it depends on who's doing it, and secondly, it's just like Okada clotheslines, Rainmakers. It's all in the cell as well. I think. Because a good cell can make that look like if you're eating 100 kicks, it can look amazing.
Yeah.
And then if someone who doesn't know how to sell it, it will just make it look like they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
just like in Fist of the North Star, where that guy's just getting all them taps, and then he's like, "Gary Daniels, what were you doing to me?"
Yeah.
And then he blows up. But he just didn't sell anything.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, he just poked me 2 times. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. What's that about?
You're already dead.
Yeah,
But
yeah. What? How do you think the Blanca electrocution, like the Blanca cannonball and stuff like the E-Honda torpedo?
okay,
How will they look?
they got the Blanca stuff, like the spin, like the cannonball. Will have to be CGI.
No, as in, do you think they look silly as moves to go across the screen, like Sonic Spinball, like go up and go across as well?
Yeah.
Or do you think there's a way to make it work?
Way to make it work, because they're doing a Sonic movie and it looks okay.
I guess you know what the thing is. It depends where the camera is, right? Because if you're gonna do full screen and he's going from there to there, no need. I don't want to say it doesn't look dramatic. It just looks a bit like this guy just flew.
Yeah.
Whereas if you do it and the character's looking as Blank is coming towards you, then you're like, all right, yeah. I suppose if he jumps off somewhere, like he springboards off somewhere, does a 450 or whatever towards you, just like the Molly go round. All right, okay, that's not too out of the realms of possibility.
No.
The Honda torpedo head thing though, that's a bit wacky.
Yeah, that's a bit wacky, but I think you might have to get rid of that one. Actually, but again, like you said, it depends on the camera angle. Yeah. Like, if it's a far shot, you CGI it and look that bad, but it'd be a bit weird.
Yeah, but that's. Are you looking forward to see what happens with the Street Fighter live action franchise?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
With the new whatever they're gonna do, however they're gonna do it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, are you looking forward to it being bad? So bad it's good, or are you just thinking actually genuinely you're hoping it'd be good?
I'm like, I don't have any hope for anything, if I'm honest. But like, I'm like very curious to see how they're gonna pull it all off.
Okay. Do you think it's gonna be a different take from the 3 versions we've seen already? One being we ignore the source material whatsoever and we do whatever we want, like we're on drugs. Second one is like we ignore the source material and we try to make this grim and gritty like Dark Knight, even though we don't have any of that money.
Ooh.
Or the third one is like we have no money, but we try to be as faithful as possible.
They might actually win with we have no money, but we'll try and make it as faithful as possible.
Or do you think they're just gonna go? I mean, do you think they're just gonna go in a direction? However, they think. Because here's the thing: when you're like, all right, this is the source material and this is the license we got. Why don't we just do what we want to do? Like we see, like video game adaptations or manga adaptations or foreign adaptations. We know from Dragon Ball Evolution.
Yeah.
Burned too many times to think, all right, this is going to be something good. Like you, I probably have no expectations to it. I hope they consult the people in Assassin's Fist, but if that's not the case, that's not the case.
Yeah.
But going along the lines of what we've seen already from Hollywood or American productions, stuff like that, I'll go there with skepticism, but I will give it a chance. That's the best way I could put it.
Best way, yeah. Because
I'm not expecting something good, but I'm also not expecting something bad until I see something. This is where, by the way, I'll probably watch the trailers on something just to see.
Because I have no horse in the race with it, I'll probably watch the first trailer. I'm like, okay, I can tell, get a gauge that it's going to be good or terrible.
Yeah.
And then just hopefully go from there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Wait and see.
Yeah.
Do you think they're making a movie or a TV series? Did you not read?
I think it was a movie, but I don't know. Something like this may work. I don't know if it work. It might work better as a TV series rather than
I personally think if they have like a 13-episode TV series to because then you can spend time on these characters and do a little bit of prequels before at the main competition, or you can do the episodes where you like do background episodes.
You could
before that point of the tournament or what.
Yeah.
First of all, I do think they're going to do an actual tournament. No, you think they're just gonna go for whatever? They're just gonna go like it's an action adventure. Here we go.
Actually, depends. If it's gonna be like more than one season, I reckon they might, to kind of follow the game, do like one of the tournaments. Then after that's just whatever it is afterwards. Because I'm pretty sure there's no tournament in Street Fighter 3, Street Fighter 4. It's just Let's Destroy, Shadow.
No. I think there is a tournament in Street Fighter 3, because Oro fought Ryu, and then I think there's something happened. He's like, "Yeah, I'll fight you next time, boy."
Oh, then okay. But then after that, there's no such thing as tournaments.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Yeah. He basically Oro said, Ryu needs to be more powerful before you fight me again, because you're like, yeah. And then Ken dropped out of the tournament because Ryu got beat or something like that. I can't remember exactly. But yeah. If it was a movie, though, do you reckon there'd be a tournament, or do you reckon they're just gonna go for we have this guy called Ryu, which we're gonna look for across the world somewhere because he's just fine here, there, and everywhere, or you think they're just gonna go for something completely different?
I think they might be, if it's gonna be a film. I think the tournament would be like a part of the plot, but not important to it.
Yeah.
So
do you think they're gonna go all American? As far as you and I know, Ryu is the main character of Street Fighter, kind of. Mostly, most of the time.
Meant to be, yeah.
And then Guile basically kind of is as well, depending on what part of the world you're from. Because if it's Japanese, if you're international Japanese, then Ryu's the main character, and if you're USA, then Guile is the main character, because that's what they do in the box art. By the way, I'm not sure if you ever noticed.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I guess it depends on who they're going to try and appeal to.
Probably.
No, I don't see why you can't just mix them both together. Because if you think whatever military organization that Guile works for, obviously chasing Shadow Luke Bison, and Bison going for Ryu. Guile makes more sense. Guile and Chun-Li make more sense as main characters than Ryu does. But I think Ryu is the one, because it's a Street Fighter tournament, and he's the world warrior. That's they're two storylines that can converge.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, it's wild as it seems. Okay, but they're in that direction. He's in that direction. Why would they ever cross? But hey, if you're a shady, crazy guy trying to look up to take the world and absorb the best fighters into your psyche.
Yeah,
of course you're going to get everyone else involved.
Yeah, of course.
It makes sense.
Going to get as many people as you can.
Yeah.
Steal.
And what the best way to get the best fighter to absorb their power into your power? Then have a tournament.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Just like the guy in
Dead or Alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Greatest movies of all time. Love it. Yeah.
Oh, Dead or Alive. That's the next level.
He was onto something.
Yeah. All right. So that'd be us signing off for this episode of Trip Around the Multiverse. I'm the schoolgirl pianist who goes from Asian to white to Asian, then half German Asian. Siwa Chong.
Oh wow, you must be very confused most nights.
Yeah.
And I am the guy who parents died in a plane crash over Brazil, and I also crashed in Brazil while I was on a secret mission, and I fused into one person. Carl Jones.
Yeah.
I still don't get how that's just. Oh god. Yeah, we didn't say the random cameo of. I say random, and it's not really a cameo; it's just a mention of Dan. And let me just mention why you randomly bring it up, because Dan and Blanca are somehow friends. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan, Blanca, and Shakuro are friends. It's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I accept it, but
yeah, it's one of those friendships. Like, you know what? I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
It makes weird sense.
Yes. Yeah. So it's the Street Fighter Assassin's Fist. Before Ryu and Ken were Goken's students, he taught someone called Dan.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the guys making Assassin's Fist concerned, they're like, yep, So then Dan tried to learn Asosuken so he could try and kill Sagat because Sagat killed Dan's
Dad. Yeah.
Dan's dad.
Yeah.
But then Goku kicked him out of the dojo once he learned what he was trying to learn it for.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to make it not an assassination art.
Yeah. And then Dan became a joke.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed as well. There was a. I don't know if they mentioned it, but there was a tile called Shenlong as well.
Oh yeah, the made-up character that everyone thought was real but wasn't real.
Yeah. But I'm like, okay, it's cool that they actually put that in as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Clever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, signing off before we get sidetracked again.
Yes. Thank you for listening. What is your favorite Street Fighter live action adaptation? Have you seen Assassin's Fist? You like me, you only realised it was a thing to this year. Actually, I knew it was a thing, but I just only kind of knew it this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I saw it when it came out, and some people. Yeah, I think it's just like they're like, nah. They're burned by bad live adaptation, live Street Fighter video game adaptations. Full stop.
Yeah,
anyways.
don't blame them. To be fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Also, because it was not a movie, it was more like it was a web series, so it was a lot more low key in.
Yeah, you've got to be sort of in the know to know about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not like a movie where you just advertise like, yeah, this is blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I think as well, also because it didn't have a huge budget, so then people might have been put off by like the way it looked. But
people like me.
Actually, the trailers looked really good. Ken's trailer, especially. I'll forward that to you later.
Hey, forward to me. Let me know.
Yeah.
Daddy. Yeah. Yes. And yeah, let us know. You can do that by leaving us a message on Instagram, Twitter, an email. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell people about us. And give us a 5-star review if you can. If you listen to this on the podcast, the webs. That's not going to work.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one. And yeah, let us know. And if you've got any questions on that, shoot them over. We'll see if we can answer them. But until next time, guys, thank you for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Bye.
Woo. Shoryuken.
Good morning. Or is it evening? She had a piano concert. From what I've heard, she was quite well received. You know, I'm surprised you chose the landscape setting. I'd have thought of you as being much more of a big city man.
But a prison is a prison, Bison. No matter what's outside.
Show a prisoner the world, and all he sees are the bars on the window. You needn't be so cynical. Home sweet home. Gorgeous, isn't it?
So how'd your meeting go?
Very well. Thank you for asking. I'm officially the only surviving partner of Shadalao.